The crossings into Juelich continue. To make this position across the Ruhr secure, 9th Army troops occupy a ridge north and east of the town overlooking the bridgehead area. Before leaving, the 29th posted this sign. Aerial views of Juelich show the effectiveness of the artillery and air bombardments preceding the assault by infantry troops. The 9th Air Force put in more than 2,000 flights aimed at helping the armies across the Ruhr. Initial successes in this area are rapidly followed by thrusts against the German line guarding Cologne and Düsseldorf. 29th Division Headquarters. General Gerhardt and his staff.
Gentlemen, the division bridgehead over the Ruhr River is now fully secured. Juelich and the high ground, which dominates our bridging sites, are fully in our hands. We have our vehicular bridges in, and everything is rolling now. We've just gotten a directive from the Corps that changes our plan considerably. Instead of moving due east to secure the Corps bridgehead and make contact with the troops on this right flank, the Corps commander has decided to change his effort and move due north with divisions abreast. Our division will be on the left. We'll move early tomorrow morning with 2 regiments abreast. The first objectives will be the original Corps bridgehead in our zone. We want to make sure that we've got full artillery support, that the air missions are set up for it properly, and that we get off and do a good, smooth job. Now, Colonel Kersnick, will you give us briefly the enemy capabilities that affect this plan and what you think the opposition will be initially, and then finally as we exploit from the Corps bridgehead?
Yes, sir. General Gerhardt and gentlemen, as you know, when we attacked across the Ruhr River into Juelich, we contacted the 363rd Infantry Division. In our sector, the 959th Regiment of that division was found to be present. It was as we had planned they would be when the attack started. Since that time, we've taken something over 600 prisoners of the enemy on the far shore, and as a result, the 363rd's combat effectiveness has been reduced considerably. At the present time, we feel that one reserve battalion of the 957th Regiment is present in the Mersch pattern walled-off areas. Those have already actually been contacted and some identification secured. At the present time, we feel that the resistance capable by the 363rd Division is going to be comparatively light, and we feel they'll defend in the towns, using the towns as strong points as they retire due to our pressure. So far, no voluntary withdrawal has been noted on the part of the enemy. It's possible, too, that there is another infantry division which has come into the sector, and it may hold the line from Titz to Groningen in that general area, and we may contact that as we proceed forward. The other reserves in the area consist of the 9th Panzer Division, which is rumored to be east of Elsdorf from here on to the Rhine toward Cologne. That division is capable of making a counterattack, generally on the Cologne-Juelich road in this direction, with not more than one combat team, say roughly a couple of battalions with 400 men and 20 to 25 tanks. However, because the troops on our right have come up and reached this main road here, it's highly unlikely that we'll feel the brunt of that attack. It'll be felt over here more on this division, if it should come. More than that, the 11th Panzer Division down in the Saar, across the Saar River, has been reported out of contact and possibly ready to move up into this area, although our air has interfered considerably with its movement. And the 15th Panzer Grenadier in front of the 1st Canadian Army is another possibility, and it may come on down into the sector. All in all, the enemy resistance seems to be very light and will continue to be so probably until we reach the Rhine.
That sounds fine, and of course the only thing that we have to worry about now is scattered resistance straight ahead.
Yes, sir, in the town. You know, I think they'll center all the resistance in the small towns to the north.
And then our right flank ought to be pretty well secured.
Yes, sir. The first time that I haven't said something to hit us on the flank since we began this war, General.
Okay, fine. Well, that's certainly a break for us because ordinarily we have to worry about not only our front but flanks too. So this will be a very fine situation to know that we don't have to worry about that Panzer outfit coming in on the right flank.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
9th Army spearhead strike beyond Juelich. This sudden thrust northeastward toward the Rhine comes after the Ruhr bridgeheads have been consolidated into a 25-mile strip from north of Lienich to south of Düren. The 9th Army's new drive is coordinated with Canadian 1st Army operations between the Maas and the Rhine. The vital road-centered town of Erkelenz, population 10,000, falls to the 102nd Infantry Division. Civilians in large numbers are encountered by our troops for the first time since entering Germany. Hundreds of prisoners of war and forced laborers from many European countries are liberated by the advancing Americans. Evidence that Red Cross food packages intended for American prisoners have been opened and used by the Germans. On 28 February in Heppendorf, men of 2nd Battalion, 413th Regiment, 104th Infantry Division find boxes in Nazi billets and throughout the town. While the 9th Army continues northeast, 1st Army units which crossed the Ruhr at Düren drive directly east toward Cologne. Natural barrier before these troops is a tributary of the Rhine, the Erft River and its companion waterways. 3 crossings of the Erft are made by first march. The troops deploy across the plain 7 miles outside Cologne. As enemy resistance intensifies, tank elements of the 3rd Armored Division move into action. Taking defensive positions and captured German trenches. Despite enemy defenses consisting of great anti-tank mine pits and earthen fortifications backing up the Erft, the 1st Army maintains its grip beyond the river line and moves closer toward Cologne. Meanwhile, on 2nd March, the city of Neusse, with a pre-war population of 60,000, is captured by the 83rd Division, 9th Army. We reached the Rhine, where it's 1,185 feet wide and 50 feet deep. The telephoto lens shows Düsseldorf and its bridges spanning the Rhine. American guns shell the city. General Eisenhower, accompanied by Generals Simpson and McLain, visits the 9th Army front 3rd March. In a statement concerning the present offensive, the Supreme Allied Commander said, "We expect to destroy every German west of the Rhine and within the area in which we are attacking." General Eisenhower added, "If the German continues to show the spirit he has now, there's only one way he can be beaten. The Allied armies must meet the Russians in the center of Germany."